Testing. Sorry to anyone hopping back in, probably not yet. Computer just pooped the bed. So, yeah, just gonna pick up from here for a little while. Anyone hopping back in, I'm sorry I crashed. And it froze so bad I literally couldn't even close the programs to like restart things, so. Hopefully everything's running smooth, you can hear me, you can hear the music. My time lapse is recording. And yeah, I guess I'll just go into it before it blows up again. Painting this forest scene today. What brush was I on here? I think I gotta finish some of the leaves. I really like the quill brush, by the way. I used that a lot today. My new quill. It's really awesome. It's like you don't even need, you dip it once and you can literally just like keep going.
Juice.
Yeah.
Juice Bezel brush.
Super juice Bezel brush. Yeah, we were laughing at the art store the other day because this one brush we were looking at was like $150. Okay, so we had to like look up why it was so much, and it's made out of weasels. So yeah, that's basically why.
When you say it's made out of weasels, it makes it sound like it's made of weasels.
Yeah, it was made out of weasels.
It's true.
So unfortunate for the poor weasel, you know. So yep, just filling in the side of the tree here. Oh, feisty kitty. The cat Corky, we call him Jack in the Box because you literally don't know when he's gonna get mad. It's totally random. Yeah, literally. You're just petting him and suddenly he turns around. Trying to figure out some different leaf textures. Gotta wash my brush here.
I wonder if that was seriously on Instagram.
I'm going by like all of them, kind of.
I thought of that one when I saw it. That
Yeah.
in the top right or middle right.
Gotcha. Yeah. Just kind of like all of them. I didn't want, you know. So
That's great. Those are like two minutes.
Sweet. Welcome back, anyone. Sorry again. What'd you say? Sorry. I mean,
I just saying it.
thank you. Oops. Attack droplet.
Oops, drops down.
Trying to just get the yellow here, but I have too much water on my brush and it's too dirty. Hopefully y'all can hear me, alright? What was that? Sure. I really want there to be some bursts of that pure yellow, kinda. All right. Huh? Oh, okay. Testing the microphone. Yeah, is it good?
Yeah.
Alright, sweet. Thank you for that. I really want to match the edge of this tree with where the light's coming from. Huh. A lot of my palette pulled up over here. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. Throw a tad of blue. I have to say I've experimented with colors quite a bit at this point. I feel like I've done enough experiments to like have some of my own theories, my own ways, own pathways to certain colors, which is fun. It's like I feel like I wield it a little bit more rather than guess, if that makes sense. And I think that's what's been so nerve-wracking and fun about watercolor lately, is that there's been a lot of guessing again with how it's gonna dry. Getting used to balancing that out and stuff. But starting to feel it, it's fun. Really like this medium. I recently just got myself a new shiny, brand new sparkly easel. So I'm pretty excited to go out and do some paintings out in the middle of the forest, the real forest. And that's why I've been kind of training in the studio with watercolor, because I want to go out ready and have a medium that's nice and portable. But I really wanted to figure out how to get the painterly style going. Oh, here's where it's getting fun. When you add in the dark. So it's like the part on acrylics when you're like, ooh, it's getting fun, is when you add the lights. But with watercolor, it starts getting fun when you add the darks. It's like, oh shit, it's popping.
Popping off.
It's popping off, son. And right now, I'm purposely getting a little risky and using some more blue than I would normally. Been holding back the darks to this moment. It's kind of like the first test dark. You kind of get to that point where it's like, have I done enough of the lights? Is it time to go to the midtones? And then you sort of pick a spot to test some midtones. I feel like texture is more explorational than it is like memorizing what a texture looks like. Gotta kind of like jump around, find what marks make sense. What?
I just officially now I have to tumbleweed card.
Oh no,
I just got actually
not the tumbleweed.
not as heavy. Giant tumbleweed.
Just gonna dab a little bit of that off. Got a little liberal with the blue there.
I was about to say.
I really like this tree shadow though, right next to the big sunny spot in the ground. It's a nice edge. I'll try to maintain that. I'm gonna dry this up a little bit. I don't think there's anything wrong with whipping out the hairdryer. Speed things along. I think I said the last stream, particularly sky blending with watercolor, I'd be careful with it because you can sort of ruin this slow merging process that happens when you allow it to bleed into itself and allow it to bleed into itself. And that's something I've recently got hip to, was like, what I was learning today, I've been like binging watercolor content of people that are way better than me at watercolor, and just seeing how they do things. And there's like three main ways, which is dry on dry, dry on wet, and then wet on wet. And you kind of jump between those three styles depending on where you are in the painting. And for skies, you do wet on wet, and some people wet both sides of the paper because it takes longer to dry, and you can work with it a little bit longer. I don't do that because, you know, obviously I'm working with an artboard, so this paper isn't on the other side. However, I have done the area that's going to be the sky first, and it's awesome. It works. But the thing is, like, I've seen other watercolor artists, and they're just really good with, they've worked with it for a while, and they have control over the water, really good control over it, and they just sort of, like, work fast enough. They don't pre-wet it, but it's, like, wet enough with the amount of water they're using, and that's kind of how I was doing it at first, but I found that for particularly skies, like, if you want to go from, like, a bright yellow to orange to magenta to dark blue to navy blue, and have that gradient nice without lines, it's nice to, it helps to pre-wet the paper first. And so that's why I'm doing these sort of quicker nature paintings. I'm trying to learn and get through more paintings and experiment. I have done a lot of watercolors up to this point, but I feel like I'm truly starting to get it. I don't even know. Probably done like 100 watercolors. You know, from bigger ones to smaller ones, to ones where I use more gouache, to ink drawing ones. I would also count the grayscale ones as watercolors, even though it's gray. It's kind of like an accidental nice shadow. It's like a subtle shadow. Medium shadow. I've really, the last year and a half, I've really been on the quest of trying to get the big main shapes down, laying out my compositions better. Like I've learned about the golden rule recently, even though I've been working with like the rule of thirds and rule of fifths. So I've laid this out into the golden rule as well, which is 1.1 to 1.618 is the ratio. And it's interesting stuff. I'm still experimenting with it, but basically it's a recurring pattern that happens in nature that looks good and recognizable to our brains. It's just something that's been studied for a very long time. I'm realizing that there's probably a better tool out there for me when it comes to wiping away paint that's not a sponge. Using a lot of paper towel, and I don't like it, but I'll do it for now. We'll sacrifice this roll to the technique, because it really is, man, it's something that changed the game. Removing paint in the right ways, or having something to kind of lift it up. Like right now, I'm gonna actually get my chisel brush instead, which I liked. Digs into the paper a little bit more. I was worried earlier I was digging through the paper, but that actually wasn't what was happening. I was actually just getting paper towel fibers on it. They were going everywhere. It just looked like the paper. So I'm just bringing out this edge better. Because the sunlight is beaming from the right. So let's say it's just an opening in the trees. And hitting right into the side of this tree. Which I think looks quite nice. I think what makes watercolor look painterly is when the edges are done thoughtfully, crisp. Maybe there's just like maybe I can just have like a secondary water bucket, and there's like a sponge that I can just squeeze out to a dry enough point to where it lifts it. But it does need to be really dry. Maybe I can use the hair dryer for that. I dry the spot of the sponge that's gonna touch it. There we go. And what I'm finding is that it looks nicer if you can remove it for a white highlight rather than using white gouache later. Maintains the same texture. When it dries, it looks more part of itself than like a clumpy line of white gouache on it. Honestly, I'm finding in my experience that it's good to be like gouache on gouache or watercolor on watercolor, pick one. I had a better experience doing a whole gouache painting with just gouache. Here's where I want to remove a little bit randomly, but not to whites, just a little bit, because you have these little chaotic spaces in the leaves where a little sunlight gets through, and it sort of hits the tree. Kind of like that. You can play around with it till it looks the way you want. I'm gonna start and stop, or stop and start my time lapse again. I realize it kind of gets crashy if I let the file get too big. So. And again, this whole stream could crash terribly, like it did already. So if it does, I'm sorry. I'm happy with my greens this time. I feel like I just, for a while, I've kept striking out on my greens, keeping them too tame, too muted. I'm learning more to use the pre-mixed colors and just go for the, you know, right off the palette, just pure green, right on there, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Spent a lot of time like over mixing, being way too cautious, controlling the color. And I think watercolor has been the gateway to letting that happen on its own a little bit more, because you kind of have to. Okay. Kind of deciding what I want to do next on this. I think I'm gonna darken this tree. Activate some of my umber, which is kind of like a neutral brown. And then I've been mixing it with, I think it's burnt sienna. It's what I would call burnt sienna, or what burnt sienna should look like. Using the umber and the sienna to have that variation. So if you could have like 5 different browns between umber and on its way to sienna, using that to go back and forth, and then toss in a little bit of blue in the darker side, and a little bit of red and yellow in the brighter side of it, to sort of have like the sunlight version and the shadow version, and a little bit in between. Let's see what this does. Maybe a little more blue. This is right up in the foreground, so I'm just going for it with darkness. Darkness. I don't think it would hurt to throw a little green in there. Or I should say, like have like a green version of the brown. And if you want to get fancy, particularly put it on the side where the trees are, because what's happening is all this sunlight is coming in the forest and it's bouncing off of the trees, and then there's another beam of light that picked up a little bit of that green and it's hitting the tree again, so you'll have these very subtle like dark brown greens for like shadows. Especially in these dense scenes, if you walk in the forest, you start bringing your attention more to shadows and what color they are. There's all these little hue shifts and shadows everywhere that are really subtle. And you'll see like shadows closer to the ground will be a little warmer or a little more purple because the leaves on the ground are brown, and to have brown you need red, and so you're having a little bit of that red from the brown mixed in with the blue sky shadow, so it makes it just a little more purple. Like, you can get real technical with it, you know. You can really start, like, it's up to you, like how much do you want to calculate that color. Do you want to take it 2 bounces, 3 bounces, 4 bounces? You know, probably nature doesn't go too much farther than 3-4 bounces. starts getting too subtle to even see it in real life at that point. But it all depends, and it kind of just comes from experience and looking out in the world a lot. And kind of like making observations, like, oh, you know, like, you know, for some reason that surface is a little shinier, so it's picking up the color a little bit more. You know, that's where other factors come into play. You think about how reflective a surface is, and that'll change how much color it'll pick up from something near it. If that makes sense. Let's zoom in here a little bit more. Get a little more real estate. I think I wanted to remove a little paint here. Just at the bottom of this tree. See, it comes off pretty good. Like, that's something I wasn't messing with as much before. I was kind of being like, oh, well, that's that. Watercolor's there forever. But basically, I want to come in with a little bit of this emerald green mixed with lemon yellow. I kind of like the idea of a little bit of this sunlight just getting by the other side of the tree. And it was just already a little too dark to get the proper color green here that I wanted. Just there though, and then it goes a bit darker from there. These are things slow down a little bit usually too, because we're getting to the foreground. It's time to be a little more zoomed in to the deets, you know? Take my chisel, literally. The chisel. I'm just moving it over to the left here. Trying to kind of imply a little tree shadow here, you know? But preserve the grass texture. I'm gonna dry that up and see what that gives me. Trying to make it that like nice sunny day, 1 o'clock, 75 degrees out kind of temperature. Hey Kay, what's going on? This is pretty. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good night. Putting myself through watercolor boot camp. Okay, I'm gonna switch to a more watery brush now. Let's see. Get some green work to do. Get a little darker green variation going on over here. I haven't messed with this green at all. Might as well bring some in. It's like super pre-mixed ocean green. Actually, the site is acting wonky. I might pop in and out there. Better. Cool. It could be my end. I've had a bad crash earlier, so I'm running a lot of things at the same time. I'm like screen recording while screen recording while screen recording, so didn't like that too much. I managed to keep this tree color light enough. Trying to figure out some new leaf textures too, that's always challenging. Something like that. Hmm. It was definitely Maya, and the texting box was behind the keyboard. Oh, I see. I couldn't see what I was typing. Gotcha, gotcha. Hmm. Bringing in some ground color. Some dirt. But I wanted to at first kind of be in patches of green grass here. Let's see if I can get a quick. But they gotta be connected to the woods. I don't want any sunlight grass here. Because the sunlight grass, there's no sun hitting over here. It's the whole point of the composition, hopefully, that I can pull off. Slowly work darker and darker. Loved your car sticker pics. Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, great. Oh, thank you. The health potion for the gas tanks, right? Yeah. I liked the health potion on the gas tank. I think that was proper placement for sure.
Made me smile.
That was awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, we should share our Joko merchandise out in the world. I have your sticker on my water bottle.
Oh, yes.
I should share that.
Yeah, there's a few places where the stickers are now. I got a smaller sticker for the Ford 8 and a larger sticker for the old Spectra. Nice. Trying to really show that this is a bush blocking light here. Trying to keep the plant and leaves vague enough. Cause I'll tell you, you can really can of worms yourself with foliage and grass. different size gas tank doors. It makes the sticker look huge, to be honest. The health potion one. There we go, now there's like an edge forming here. Because the edge of a bush highlight isn't just a line. There's a tiny gas station in the center of North Stitcher. They have to pump gas for you. It's the cheapest gas station. I know the boys there will love the stickers. Heck yeah. They're gonna think you're like hip to video games.
Is that like a Rhode Island thing, the like having to pump gas for you? Or is it just like a town thing?
I don't know. All I ever thought was like if it's like full service or whatever they call it, then they like it's the thing there. But they gotta pump it.
But is it all of them? It's not. I've stopped at a gas station in Rhode Island and it wasn't like that, right?
No, it's not all of them. No,
Okay.
it's just certain
There's
ones.
some.
Yeah.
That like, especially because of the location. No. Okay, yeah. I was curious. I've never even seen that.
Oh, really?
No, that's not a thing like around here.
Oh.
There's no such thing. It's like if you're like if you can't pump your own gas, say for a disability or whatever,
Yeah.
you have to like press a button on the thing and they'll come out and help. But like unless it's that way, they will not. Like
Huh.
never have that happen. But then there are some states I think that are just like that, where you have to like have them come pump your gas for you. And that's for some reason that like stresses me out.
Yeah, that's weird. I usually avoid them because usually you gotta pay more.
Only 4 pumps on a corner lot, maybe or something. It's really very extensive to Northeast, so maybe there's a big one.
Like spikes. I think it's really very exclusive to the Northeast, specifically New Jersey and parts of Ohio. Really? Okay. I guess I just didn't make that observation after I moved south.
Okay.
I'm so then the concept is foreign to me. Yeah. Huh. Also, Oregon used to be all full service, but that's stopped now, I think. Huh. Really? Every gas station in the state? Interesting.
It's, yeah, some states are weird about it.
I wonder why they do that. Is it because, like, people are too dumb to use them and they hurt themselves or something?
Much is to do with ordinances, traffic congestion, and accident profile.
Oh. People are getting in accidents while they're filling their gas tanks up? I see, I see. Everything seems to be running smoothly. No, while they wait for the cheap gas at rush hour, they block the intersection. Yeah, so like it has the opposite effect.
This should be maintenance and gas pumps for a chain of stores here in Wisconsin. the amount of people who drive away with the hose is
I used to do maintenance on gas pumps for a chain of stores here in Wisconsin. The amount of people who drive away with the hose. Wow. I've never done that.
I almost did once,
Oh wow.
but I was very distracted and I caught myself of like the wow, stupid.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I didn't do it though. Card skimming is also a thing. Forgetful or avoiding payment.
Card skimmers, yeah. That's true. Like the people who put the things in the pump.
Yeah, they said always wiggle the plastic piece for paying outside of break that. Yeah, like if it's loose, like when you go to put your card in, if that
Okay.
thing is not like secure,
Yeah.
then it can be faked.
Hmm.
It's a big thing down here.
Down here?
Yeah,
Huh. Interesting.
use cash always. I never have cash.
I've had a little bit of it recently, but it's a
Not,
phenomenon. Yeah, you don't use it?
I never have cash. When you're the kind of person that gets paid with direct deposit constantly, I barely ever see green paper money.
Yeah, it's different times now.
I never see it.
No more cash. I wouldn't doubt they're trying to do away with it.
Nostalgia on the screen.
Are you a Taurus? My sister never has cash. Yeah, I'm a Taurus. If I go back in time, I had cash more often then. Just everything's like, oh, you pay your bills online now, and your apps. All my utility bill companies have apps, as well as my cell phone company, etc., etc. Looks good, man. Hey, what's up, Buzz? Thanks, brother. I'm an air sign. Nice. Like the wind. I'm trying to get that loading screen quality with watercolor. It's tough. My quest for the year. And for the rest of my life. No, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's got my interest.
I tried to pick a new chat color so I wouldn't look exactly like Kate.
Oh, is that why you changed it? I was wondering how that
I
happened.
did. It gave me the option of like purple, blue,
Oh,
but it just made me blue, which is not what I wanted.
I can see it easier now.
Look at the purple things. It's like you can be purple or darker purple, or you can be purple or blue.
Huh,
All the other ones don't make you pick.
huh.
Weird Twitch issues.
It's so fancy. I still don't use 50% of all that stuff. It's like at the end of the day, I just want to put a camera on and talk to you, you know? Have a place where you can type words, but... Everything is grateful with me. Like the screen names. Or you mean like the painting's gray? That'd be no
I would
good,
hope not.
right?
That would defeat the purpose of watching a painting stream.
Right.
Except Oz, he's green. Oh, weird.
Except Oz is green.
Mm.
Oz is a moderator, that's probably why.
Well, no, you get to pick your color.
Oh,
You can pick your chat color.
well.
Kate's purple, I'm purple. We've been like one shade off from each other. Like Spikes is red. Oz is green. Yeah, like Spikes is red, exactly. You and I are gray. Gray? Really? Mine both come up purple, but mine was a slightly different shade of purple until I did that, and then they came out blue.
Weird.
Yeah. There are options when you go to pick your chat color. Purple makes you pick. I don't know why, but it's weird to be gray on your end.
Huh.
Hey,
Everyone seems to have a slightly different experience.
it's not like it's difference. Oh shit, yeah.
Just experimenting with some roots here.
Hmm.
I was watching this watercolor artist on YouTube the other day. He had a watercolor canvas like the size of my house. I don't know where you got people like that. But at least you know it's out there. How's it going, Oz? I posted what I see in Discord. Okay.
I just saw it, so yeah, I'm gonna like share what I see. 'Cause that's weird. Hers and mine both come up gray,
Oh, that's weird.
right?
No kidding. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. I'll just stop and start my recording again. Help the RAM out a little bit.
The hormones.
Yes, with the horns.
So a dumb moment.
What?
I was like looking at the website, gotten back on this Twitch after going on Discord and post something. I got back on. I was like, "Oh, is it like frozen or something? Like it looks like you haven't moved in a second." It was just I paused it
Oh.
like a dumb. But I was like, I know he's moved.
That's funny.
I'm sitting next to you.
Hmm. Very interesting.
So, not really so weird.
Trying to.
I lost my password book. I haven't seen it in months.
Your password book.
Password book?
Oh no. That's not good.
What's a password book?
For like your computer passwords?
A whole book?
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Huh.
Like the old Rolodex days.
Oh jeez.
But passwords.
My GG has great girl. She's the most epic Rolodex I've ever seen in my entire life because she's kept up with it for her like ever.
Yeah.
And it's alphabetized and amazing. Anytime she's looking for anybody's number, even if she has a cell phone, she'll like go back and be like, let me look in my Rolodex.
Really?
And we'll like flip the pages and find it faster than we probably could on a cell phone because she's just like, here they are. Like, wow.
She's just pro.
I do write down my computer passwords for certain things, like work things.
Gotcha.
My work passwords have to change every 3 months.
Okay.
And
That's a reason.
I will forget if I don't save it somewhere.
Yeah.
But I like save it in Google Doc, like constantly updating, and I usually just change it by the season and year because I learned it's pretty frequent. So I'm like,
Yeah.
not that anyone's trying to hack my work account.
And it's all fancy too. It has to be like, needs like uppercase, lowercase, one special character,
Right.
one extra special character.
So I'm gonna be extra special. Summon a legendary minion. And
Yeah.
Into your password. Otherwise, mine's just like autumn 2023.
Yes, I have a book for all passwords. I have hundreds. My mom has a 50-year going Rolodex. Damn.
50 year.
50.
Yeah, no, that sounds like my Gigi. Like, and it's the most epic thing I've ever seen.
Crazy.
She can barely like flip pages. Same programs I use force me to change to a new password. Isn't that annoying? It's like, how? Who is gonna try to log into my stuff? No one. Me. It's me. The one that's always killed me is when like bill collection kind of thing is when you need to change your password all the time. Like, who is trying to hack in to pay my bills?
Right, or like your credit card company's like, we found your email on the dark web.
Right, please do. Someone pay my bills. You really are just dying to hack into my account. Please pay my bill.
Right.
Mom is the age of GG for sure. Mom is an octogenarian. My GG is like 97, but so what's that? Nonagenarian.
Huh.
But yeah, she's almost 100.
G,
But
G
same.
octogenarian. What does that mean?
Octogenarian means you're in
Octogen-
your 80s.
Oh,
8 generations, 8 gen.
that's such a fancy word.
Septuagenarian is 70s. Sextagenarians is 60s.
Interesting.
So I guess technically my Gigi is a nonagenarian. Or 9, I think. I could be wrong. She's on.
Never used that word in my life.
Septuagenarian.
Nope. First time.
I literally heard it on that show I was watching last night when you came in. You were like, what are you watching? That 100 Humans?
The game show?
It's not a game show. It's like a social experiment thing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they had like a control group of millennials and a control group of septuagenarians. And they were trying to like, you know how like people have made the comment for like old people smell different?
Yeah.
So they were testing that. They had like 100 people blindfolded go into a room of millennials and a room of septuagenarians.
And they like tested their
and like
ability.
with a mixed and without like if everybody had just showered they couldn't tell, but if everyone had just like actively exercised for a few minutes and were like sweating,
Yeah.
100% accuracy.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And the human body can smell age because of some it's some protein that your body puts out when you get older. It
Interesting.
actually puts out a different smell.
It makes sense.
Right? I love words. I love words too, Kate. I'm a big word nerd. I find them fascinating. If you understand words on their base level, you can understand so many words than you actually understand. Weird kids hack our email, get into the server, and deleted documents. I could tell the stories. Words are fun.
We had kids hack our email and get into the server and deleted documents so I could tell you stories.
Probably in the school world,
And what like when you were working at school, yeah.
I'd imagine.
Just trying to get my shadows right here. Huh? You can order, it's okay. Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna do the chicken fajita, yeah. Thank you. Get paper towel. Wait, find it. There it is. Want a little dark. I want to grab this yeller here. It's almost like this Viridian green has the blue in it already, to a point. I guess the challenge is like painting in context of the pre-mixed colors. Matching it for the whole painting. Like that's just right off the palette. What? Alright. Everything seems to be running smoothly still. Hmm. Got a darker brown here. Oops. Some watercolors get more activated than others. Takes you by surprise. See what this does. Oops, dipped my hand in paint. Alright. Oh, a couple more branches in there. Let's see. I think just missing some foreground leafage on the right. Getting close.
Leafage.
Maybe mix some of that with some of that. A little bit of that. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to make little like hanging pointy shapes.
Stalactites of the forest.
Yes. Stalactites of the forest, aka leaves. Okay. These are the darkest leaves of the bunch. And something about it just kind of brings it all forward. And I'm just trying to jump around from different greens. I'm just dipping it right in the paint.
Randomness. Okay, we went outside. I have no idea it rained.
Oh yeah, it finally rained, huh?
sometime between when I cleaned out the car and just now, it's like drenched outside.
Oh, damn.
But not anymore.
A passerby. It's up to you how crazy you want to get with your leaves. How much time you want to put in, you know? Trying to find the sort of shape I want. I think what I can do is a couple mid-ground spots could go. A little darker. Just little bunches here and there. Like something right over here. Go really light with it though. I feel a lot better about how saturated I kept things this time.
You nailed it.
You think so?
Yeah.
See, I can get a
Pull up that top middle stock. Yeah, that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going.
That's spot on.
Thank you.
Holy cow.
I'm really trying to get the light. Really want to get the light down these days, you know? I think I can do it.
Yeah, do that. Can you show love?
1 second here, something.
Because if they could see your reference, that's mind blowing.
Show you guys.
That's stupid.
Kind of. See her right here. This has been like my main study reference.
It's spot on.
It's not exactly the same,
With the color.
but
The
I'm
light.
trying to get the color and the light as
Yeah.
like bright and just in your face, you know? Color light spot on. Thank you so much.
Looking at the two side by side right here, like looking at your two screens, like you nailed it.
Thank you. That's a good sign. Because it's a lot of difficult times with watercolor. That's how you're trying to get it right. Just the edge of this tree got a bit lost. feel like I'm leveling up every time I do a painting. That's why I want to get through more.
Loving that paintbrush, says Kit.
I'm loving that paintbrush. This one, the Moppies. I'm loving it too. Basically, I did this entire painting with just these 3 brushes right here. Make sure they don't drip. This was this whole painting.
Teensy, juicy, extra weasel juicy.
Yes. So one is flat, the other one's more round. I laid out the most of the painting with this one. And did a lot of the detail work with the other 2. I actually used the smaller one just to remove paint because it's very diggy. It's abrasive. I'm happy with the light on the trail. It could maybe just be like the lightest touch in the world of some of this. Have to get it really diluted. Just to connect a little bit of the textures. Brings a little bit of that realism in there to me. You want to pick it up, babe? Thank you so much.
You're questioning what I'm going out in public on. Covered.
Did you get the queso? Oh, it's all good. Heck yeah. Perfect. Trying to navigate textbroker.com. What's that? That rock is so funny. We painted rocks the other day. Alright, thank you. We painted rocks the other day. It was really fun. Had a good time with it. So far I haven't used any gouache, so I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy that I managed some out of focus light holes. I think couldn't hurt it. It is part-time and not paid well, but the pet store guy died. No more rodent sales. It's a writing job. Had a commercial. Oh wait, no, let me go back. Had a commercial. It's a writing job. It's part-time and not paid well, but the pet store guy. Ah, interesting. I cannot work a traditional job. I don't blame you. It's better that you work in something that you're good at like that. Anyway. At least you can enjoy it more, hopefully. I'm too sick to work a traditional job, yeah. It's unfortunate, but you seem to do good making do. seem to figure out how to keep yourself entertained, which I think is important. Stay occupied, right? I'm gonna dry this a little bit here. Dang sane, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Blade Art. Thank you so much for following. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much. What type of paint do you use? Appreciate you hopping in and following, first of all. And this one's watercolor. So I'm doing a watercolor today. It's been kind of chronological. I started it with acrylics mainly. And about a while ago now, I fell in love with gouache and watercolor, so I've just been trying to improve my watercolor skills lately. It's been the quest. I want to master this medium because I discovered that I like it a lot. So I've had to kind of reverse engineer my brain, because I'm used to a lot of dark to light, so I've had to get used to the light to dark, but I love it, man. And lately when I wanted to do opaque, I've gone to gouache. But yeah, so it's just been working on my watercolors. Trying to be more accurate, preserve my light better. Hey Stephanie, glad to still see you here. Let me check my time lapse, make sure it's still going. Cool, cool. Oops. Where are you from, Snakebite? Twitch, YouTube? Doesn't tell me on this end. Oh yeah, it does. Twitch. Good. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Seeing another light spot here. My love for watercolor started with pen and ink. And then I'd do the, I'd color the pen and ink drawings with watercolor, but I like a lot more kind of just doing a very light pencil sketch and then just going from there, just kind of preserve my big shapes. Watercolors and gouache are really cool. I like to work with them too. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think they're my true loves. I just got to them a little late, you know? So I did like 5-6 years of acrylic. I've been an artist my whole life, but I did a lot more line work, line drawing stuff for a while. If you go to my website, you'll see that I have a very big variety. Which, reminder, today the discount code for my website is Forest. But you go to my website here, there's a lot of variety. I like to be painterly the most, but for a while I did stuff like this, where it's I know it's small, sorry. Let me see if I can zoom in on the browser. There we go. So kind of stuff like this, you know, more draftsman kind of stuff. But I think my end game is paint, you know. That's what I like the most. I like color. I was black and white for the longest time, but I really love color these days. And watercolor and gouache. So. I'm gonna start and stop, or stop and start my time lapse again here. Okay, seems to be running smoothly still. Sweet. Alright, so I'm just seeing some potential light. Moments here. I've been using some burnt sienna, yellow ochre, with a little bit of umber, and kind of using the burnt sienna and the ochre to kind of keep it warm. I'm even throwing some cadmium yellow in there. And then I'm brightening it white. It's almost like skin color at times. Lemon yellow sometimes is a better choice. It lightens it a lot more. And then thinning it a lot with water because I'm learning. Just like that. So it has that warmer color. Hopefully. This is beautiful. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Wow, amazing. Do you also have Insta? I want to follow your work, but I'm not so active here on Twitch. Yeah, Instagram at Planet Jokum. Just my channel name here. Just at my channel name. Everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and X, aka Twitter. I'm in all of the above. I don't want to overdo it though, because I want to keep my main. I want to keep my main dark shape here. Don't want to overdo it. And I do a lot of subjects, a lot of different subjects. I'm gonna dry this up with my hair dryer and see what it looks like. Just to see. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you following. Thank you so much. Pretty happy with that. They're going for some darker greens again. Trying to be more bold with the saturation here. I'm usually pretty muted, the natural gray vibes. Something missing over on the right here. I think it's just not quite that. I think there's a highlight I want to bring out in the back. The Yeti. Steph. If I didn't have to go soon, I'd do a Yeti for you, but I'm sorry. I just saw a dancing llama on the commercial. Silly dancing llama. I feel like there's a few darks missing over here, but not too much. And then grab some of this. Some sort of bring out some ground texture. Sort of find these little moments, these little white dots, and you put a little shadow behind them, it suddenly kind of turns them into little rocks, little pebbles. That's how I've had to start thinking of watercolor, you know? Like, oh, there's the highlight already. Like I said earlier, it's like the exciting part with opaque medium is when you get to the highlights. The exciting part with watercolor is when you get to the darks. I think just taking a little time in the immediate foreground to just bring out a little bit of sharpness can go a long way. Oh, you mean on like a commercial where, like, I see, my bad. Sorry about that, Kate. It's like a cowbell, you can never have too much Yeti. And just any sort of little highlight spot I can find them. Giving it a shadow. What? Huh? Human interactions? A little bit of that dark color, just be a little more red for fun. I'm just trying to like signify as a little bit of a curve in the land going up on the side here. But overall, trying to keep this section darker. And spots that don't seem bright enough, just adding darker things next to them rather than trying to brighten them. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, Kate. Thank you so much for hanging out for a minute. Add a little more water. I thought this tree needed a little more shadow to it. Treasure chest in the pathway? Ha, it's a good idea. Definitely really have enjoyed this forest type scene. I'm gonna have to revisit it. And I did picture one where there's sort of like a gravestone or a statue or sort of like a, how do you call it, like a little monument when where this beam of sunlight's coming in, it's hitting on it and kind of making it the subject. I thought that would be a fun idea to try soon.
It's hitting on it.
Huh?
It's hitting on it.
Is it?
Because that's what you said. You said it. And the light's like hitting on it. Making it the subject.
Yes.
Like, hey baby, hey.
Yeah, yeah. The light is flirting with the gravestone chest. Exactly. And just a touch of blue here. Oh yeah. Nice. Thank you.
I didn't know what you wanted, but I took the one that you wanted, so I got a cheap 6-pack of apple juice.
Okay.
And like 2 of the apple juice that I like. And the place, the guy was already being kind of weird.
Yeah.
On the way in, like the place was locked but not locked. And he was explaining just why. And then when I got up to the counter and I set the 6-pack of cheap apple juice and my 2 not as cheap apple juice on the counter, he's like, "Can I make a rude observation?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yes, please." And he was like, "These 2 are for you, these are for your man, and he's redneck." And I was like, those are for my man, but he's not really a redneck.
Total miss.
And he's like, I still know those were for you though. Very,
That's funny.
and it was very entertaining.
I'm
I
glad.
forgot they had the doors locked because they were waiting for someone to show up there that they had a warrant out for.
Oh.
And that was why the doors were locked, so they could lock the doors behind them because, in his words, like, I'm gonna get his ass and not in a good way. Very entertaining.
So you're asked to do that as a fucking.
I don't know if he was asked to or if he just wanted to.
I was gonna say,
He was the
jeez.
personal vendetta. And, like,
I would not be messing with
it
that.
was very funny. Because with, like, somebody showing up and harassing their manager, I don't even know. It was the most entertaining gas station, like, saga I've ever gotten sucked into.
Well then.
And he was like, I'm gonna get his ass. I was like, get his ass, babe. He's like, not in a good way. And I was like, oh no.
So he was like full on, like,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, like scrunchy ponytail referred to his alter ego as Lizzie McGuire. I was like, cool,
Really?
we're friends.
He told you that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And conversations randomly behind himself at gas stations.
I love it.
It's so entertaining. And then I had a whole conversation with a guy that was working for Amazon. Because we were both trapped in there at the same time waiting for him to come unlock the door. And I noticed he was not in a Jeff box, and I told him we called them Jeff boxes. Oh, like the big ones.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad someone knows.
So many were. That's what happened in the 4 seconds he was gone.
Worth it.
Randomly made friends with 3 people at the gas station.
Sweet. You guys hanging out later?
Me and old Lizzie McGuire.
Throw a little perp.
Always to the purple.
Indeed. You're good. We're wrapping up here. Just getting those final tweaks. I think what would do nice is to just pull out a little highlight right here on the edge of the tree. So it crosses over that other tree, but I don't know if I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna have to dry it first before I do it. Right here. Just like that. And wipe it away. Yeah. Little details like that, I think, go a long way. Same thing here. Got a little lost. Just pull out that edge right next to the other tree that's behind it. And I think to my brain here, it's not pulling in front of it enough. There we go. Oh my god, there's a screening for a crashed spaceship in the foreground. Yeah. With 1,000 motherships floating above. And then behind it, going down the trail 1,000 motherships all the way.
Yeah, add that real quick before you send.
Real quick, yeah. I'm just gonna toss that in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Hey.
So freaking quick. I could play with getting the textures right all day. Just lacking a little bit of docks still. I'm gonna grab my trail color mix, my trail mix. Ha.
Yummy. Does it have M&Ms in it?
It has M&Ms in it. Nim-Nims.
Or at least chocolate chips. What even is trail mix if it doesn't have chocolate chips?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm pretty picky in the trail mix too. I always like those chips, those like smoky chips, whatever they are. Like the way that they're baked or the flavor they have or something. Alright, they're gonna have to actually grab a little bit of black. Sometimes, you know, when the umber and the ultramarine blue and the purple, they don't get it dark enough for you, like that's when you go for the black. Because what I found with black is it often kind of neutralizes your color theme a little too much. So like where your darks are going either a cool or warm direction, and the black sort of kind of neutralizes that out. So I try to stay, like with my shadows, if I'm going warm day, I try to stay like purple shadows. If I'm going cold day, I try to stay blue shadows, cerulean shadows. So hey Kenny, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. We're about wrapping up. Adding in some docks, guy. 2, 3, 4 docks. Hopefully ones that make sense though. Here's where you can be a bit more chunky, and here's where I'd say the dry on dry brushing comes in. With watercolor. These roots can have more shadows. Really getting hit by that light, so great work, my friend. Thank you so much, brother. I am on a watercolor quest. I want to be a proficient watercolor artist. It's where you look at a watercolor painting I do and it's like, that's a painting. It's not like you tried to paint with watercolor, but it looks watercolory. I wanted to maintain that painterly look so that you're almost like, what is this? Is this acrylic? Is this gouache? Like I want to paint with watercolor, but I don't want it to look watercolory. And there's a few artists out there that do it in such a way, they pull it off, and I really like it. It's been inspiring lately, so I'm trying to find that sweet spot. I like a little bit of the watercoloriness to shine through, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I can go darker right there too. Properly placed blacks towards the end of the painting are really important for that extra pop. Yeah, I like that this one was coming out a little purple right here. It's nice. Just hoping that the colors look natural. Really going for natural coloring here. Not cartoony. Which is the other hard part with watercolor that has taken me a while to figure out. Just to like keep... Because the saturation is a fine line, man. It's either like really saturated or really not. It's hard to find the middle. I'm feeling pretty good about that. That stick, or like whatever that is, kind of like a root coming out the back a little bit. Could use a little bit more. These little pockets of ambient occlusion. My favorite thing. Whole world. No, don't flush it down the drain.
Oh my god.
It's good.
I know it's sad.
That's looking like a stone. On the ground. On the ground. And the goal of this one was to not take out the gouache. I'm feeling pretty good about the highlights and everything.
Oh, you're not cheating on stuff?
Cheating.
Kid.
No, yeah, I'm not cheating this time. I feel like I captured the light though in this one. It's coming from the right, smashing into the trees. I think maybe what could happen is way off back here. These could have just some of these branches could use a little bit of shadow. Just a little. Just bring them out slightly. I think there's a branch here that you all didn't know about because I brought it to your attention. Maybe a few dry brushed branches. I like my quill, although I'm still level 1. I'm a level 1 quill user. I need to get more hours with it.
I definitely need to spend more XP on that quill brush, man.
Yeah, no, I have 0 talent points in my quill brush tree. It's pretty much right where I want it for an impressionistic kind of style. Let me just get a teensy brush here. And I want to get myself some greened brown. That's the term. I want it to be actually a little bit thinner. Just so it's not drying out. I mean, let's see. Just little indications of branchery. Because we make up words here.
I like that one.
And with all this branchery, some branches ought to be poking through.
I'm using that one.
What was that?
So I'm using that one. I like it.
Sweet.
I used to think when we were rock hunting, we had to crouch under some branchery
Yeah, that was some serious branching.
to get to the most high quality rocks. We just want to stream about our beautiful rock hunt.
Yeah, we I think I mentioned it earlier a little bit. But we went and painted some rocks. There's this rock snake, or there's two rock snakes, but there's one near our house. And basically, it's like for the community to have fun and add different colored and painted rocks to it. And the snake has been growing longer and longer. We've been walking by it, and finally we were like, we want to add to the rock snake. So the other day we went, took a nice, beautiful hike to the river, picked our favorite rocks, and came back and painted some rocks. It was really fun. I did a pizza rock. I found a rock that was shaped just like a piece of pizza. So I made a pizza rock, and she found a bus rock. It was shaped like a little school bus, and hers is my favorite. It came out awesome. We ought to share them in Discord a little bit.
Oh yeah, I will.
I didn't think to, but yeah, she's a little school bus rock. Not schoolhouse rock, school bus rock. Get it right.
That was nice. I'm into her now.
Yeah, there we go. It was missing a little branchery.
Little bit of branchery.
Little bit.
Little bit of.
I even want to bring this branchery out a little bit more. It'll be our main, our bottom branch. I'm not going to explain that one.
Nope.
But it came out smooth, so we got to keep it there. It's our bottom branch of the picture.
I love it.
Oh, shit. Let's see, where else can I put some? Right here. Oh, there's one. I like how I managed to get the light behind other leaves and in front of other leaves. This was a fun layering exercise for watercolor. It was a good subject. And I like that I'm trying to get the vibe where it's like we're standing in this little spot of the trail where the tree canopy is like keeping us in the shade. Trying to keep those nice shady vibes. And I think in the spirit of that, I maybe want to go up top here a little bit more. And toss a few more dark ones. And have a few of them go over the tree here. Because we can.
As we can.
I feel like it really makes this tree feels like it's growing up into a canopy more. Just slightly missing. Just a little bit.
Oh, it's growing up.
It is. It's going to college.
Let him grow it up.
They've taken out the legendary quill brush to do the job.
Juicy weasels?
Juicy weasels? Yes. Juicy weasel brush.
Oh.
No, you're right. I should have called it the weasel brush. Even though this one isn't actually a weasel. Yeah, I get it. I get it, you quill brush, weasel brush users. I see the draw.
Ready to weasels now?
Nathan Kafka, what's up, brother? I haven't heard from you in a hot minute. Holy shit. Hope you've been well. What's up, Bob Ross? Looking good? Thank you, man. I feel like I just literally haven't seen you since high school. But I know of your existence. Appreciate you hopping in and saying hey. We're finishing up pretty soon here.
Happy soon.
This is the darkest spot of the woods, so it must translate as so. Just feel like it wasn't quite there when I backed up from it. I tell you to squint in your eyes to like average out stuff, but squinting my eyes doesn't really do that for me, although I see what they're trying to say. For me, I do this thing where I just like unfocus my eyes, but I don't have to squint them. They just unfocus. I don't know if y'all know what I mean. You can kind of like go from staring at one ant on the ground to staring at all the ants crawling around at the same time, in a sort of field of vision. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But that's what I do when I need to see, sort of quickly check if my values are in shape. Yeah, it's starting to look better. I want it to be a border of dark leaves because it helps frame the composition and then gives that canopy vibe. I want to be enclosed in the forest. Good thing the hair dryer's on. Gonna put me quill brush back. Getting your ass kicked over there. Y'all play Hearthstone? Anyone play Hearthstone? You should try it. It's a good game. Fun. You'll have a good time. Let's see. I think... a few more dogs. A few more dogs. Appreciate y'all hanging out on today's painting. Another reason I like watercolor is because they go faster. Because you have to paint faster. It's kind of the nature of it. Gotta lay out each part of it quickly. And the quality of the way the paint mixes is directly related to how quick you get it next to the other color in time. Keeps you moving. It's an engaging medium. For acrylic, you can kind of like sit there and work on one little rock for 20 hours and add one little blob there, it's a little later, step back, let it dry, come back tomorrow. But this, I noticed it goes better if I make sure to stay on it. And these little dark shadow leaf blobs will probably not dry as dark as I want them to because it's watercolor. And it never dries as dark as you want. It's better though, and it's got some blue in it, which I want. I'm trying to be a better painter, be all Mr. Fancy Pants Saturated Shadows. It looks nice when you see it done right. It's like, damn, why is that so magical? Because the shadows are blue. Ah. Shadows aren't black. Then really good painters, you'll see them just throw like a dash of magenta somewhere. And it's like, there's no reason for magenta to be there. But
it is though.
But it is, and then it fits, and they pick the right kind of magenta.
Sometimes magenta be there.
Yeah. It's still subtle things. Little subtle things that make it look natural. I'm gonna go back to my tiny brush and add a couple more dry brushed branches. Dry brushed branches. That's hard to say. Dry brushed branches. All right. Adding more branches in here too. All right. Pretty happy with that. It's time to peel the tape. And for these, I have to change my video settings really quick on my recorder. Alright. Sweet. Really happy with this one. Really happy with how this one came out. A lot of things went my way. But I'm learning to make things go my way more often in paintings. Let's see, this was the last one, it goes backwards. There we go. Really am going to, I don't have to, that's right, 2 cameras. Nice. I noticed with these art boards, it does take a little paper with it, but it's okay. Nice. That satisfying clean edge. Let's see this one next. The other thing I like about the artboards too is you don't have to tape them down for the reason of it like the paper buckling, because that's one thing that happens with watercolor paper is it buckles up. Unless it's taped down. And even if it's taped down, it still buckles up. But it's been a pleasurable experience painting on artboard. Stays nice and flat, which I like. I recently got hard press or hot press watercolor paper. And it has a really smooth surface to it. Kind of like this does. But also maintains its thickness in paper, so it'll be fun. But I'm pretty sure that one will buckle too because it's a thin piece of paper. It's just the wet. It's how the water does. But when you let them dry out and you store them away in a portfolio, they flatten out over time. As long as there's some pressure on them. Oh man, this peel came out so nice. And there we have it. I don't know what I'll call it. I'll try to be less cliche, like Sunny Forest, you know? But these have been pretty straightforward studies for the sake of getting better at the medium. Really enjoyed it. I saw this artist recently, he signed it in pencil and I liked how it looked. I'm gonna sign this one in pencil. Actually too dark. I think it worked in his case because it was over a light color. Surprised that erased off. That worked. There you go. Get an erase pencil off the top of watercolor and it stays. New trick every day. Okay, I guess I'll just sign it with some white paint or something. Actually, I think just a dark black pen will do it in this color theme. Let's see here. And that'll have to do because we're not erasing pen. Pen was a little thin. You see, it should be better. There we go. Pen keeps dying out on me. Maybe because it just doesn't like writing over the watercolor. I'm gonna revive it on some paper. It's like almost dark enough. Just get a little bolder. Alright, well I guess I'll try the brush pen like I did last time. There we go. That'll do. Before I tried watercolor paintings and I would use these pens to sort of put some dark lines in, but I realized that this pen, this ink, it dries shiny. So it would end up being like a painting with shiny lines and matte paint, which I didn't really like to look up too much. Blow dry that. It ends up curving up a little bit. All you gotta do is just hit the other side of it. Well, there we have it. Thank you so much for watching today. Remember, the discount code for the website until midnight is Forest. This will be on the website, available for sale by the end of the night. Keep an eye out there. As well as the last two and many of my other originals, stickers and more. Join the Discord, and keep a lookout for the time lapse that's coming up. Other than that, I hope you have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.